You ever get that feeling that your organization is just sitting on a mountain of data, but you can't find a single nugget of gold when you actually need it? All those reports, contracts, and PDFs, they're supposed to be full of insights, but it feels like they're all locked away. Well, today we're going to talk about the key, how to use AI to turn all that data chaos into a searchable superpower.
And I mean, this is the core problem, right? Trying to find that one crucial clause in a contract from 3 years ago, or that key finding in some old research paper. It's all lost in what we call dark data. The info is there, for sure, but because it's unstructured, just sitting in files, it's basically invisible to our search tools. You can't just ask it a question and expect to get a straight answer.
So the solution to this whole mess is something called knowledge mining. And look, this is not just some fancier search bar. It's an active process. It's about engineering a system that finally gives your data a voice, so you can actually have a conversation with it, ask complex questions and get really intelligent answers back.
Okay, so let's get specific. What is knowledge mining? It's all about building an automated pipeline. You start by ingesting all that raw data, then you use AI to extract and understand what's actually inside it, enrich it with new info, and finally make the whole thing searchable. And here's the most important part. This is about engineering a system using pre-built AI skills. We're not talking about spending months and months training custom machine learning models from scratch.
Now, any well-engineered system has to start with a solid blueprint. In the world of search, that blueprint is called the index. And let me tell you, it is the absolute foundation for everything else we're going to build.
This quote is just perfect because it is so true. The index really is like a contract between the data you're putting in and the answers you're hoping to get out. If you mess up this blueprint, if you design it poorly, it doesn't matter how powerful your AI is. Your search results are just going to fall flat.
So take a look at this. This is kind of how we give each piece of our data a specific job to do. We tell the system, hey, the title field, that needs to be searchable. And the category field, that should be filterable and facetable. That's what lets you create those handy sidebar filters to narrow down your search results. But look at that last one, embedding. This right here is the key to modern AI search. It's basically a numerical representation of the meaning of your text, and it's what lets us search for concepts, not just simple keywords.
So we've got our blueprint, the index. Now we need the factory. How do we actually get our raw data shaped, enriched, and put neatly into that structure? Well, that all happens on what I like to call the AI assembly line.
And this is that automated factory, right at the heart of it all. Your files, those are the raw materials, they arrive at the data source. The indexer then acts like a conveyor belt, picking up each file. As that file travels down the line, it passes through a skill set, which is just a series of AI tools that enrich the data. And finally, the finished, much more intelligent document is placed perfectly into our index, all ready to be found. And here's where the real magic happens. This skill set is like a chain of different AI tools that go to work on every single document. One skill might read text from a scanned image using OCR. The next one identifies people and places. Another one pulls out the key phrases. And a final one generates those super powerful vector embeddings for AI search. It's kind of like having a team of tireless analysts processing every document for you instantly.
Okay, so we've built this system, our data is indexed, it's enriched, but how do our users actually find what they're looking for? This is where modern search really starts to shine.
For decades, search was just a game of matching keywords. You search for annual revenue, you get back documents with the words annual and revenue. Super simple. But what if the document you really need says yearly earnings? A basic keyword search would miss that completely. Modern search is different. It's built from the ground up to understand the meaning behind your words. So let's look at the two main flavors of modern search. Over on the left, you have semantic search. Think of this as making your traditional keyword search way smarter. It uses AI to figure out that yearly earnings is related to annual revenue, and it ranks the results based on that understanding. Then on the right, you've got vector search. Now this is a whole different beast. It finds content that is conceptually similar. You can ask it a full question or even give it a whole paragraph and say, find me more stuff like this. It's searching for the idea, not just the word. But here's the real secret, the pro tip. You don't actually have to choose just one. The most powerful solutions out there today use what's called hybrid search. It blends the raw precision of keywords with the deep contextual understanding of AI and really gives you the best of all worlds.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but making it actually work in the real world, well, that takes some pretty critical design choices. So let's talk strategy for building a system that's ready for production.
All right, here is one of the single most important questions you'll have to answer, especially if you're dealing with long documents. Do you treat a 100-page PDF as one single item in your search index? Or do you break it up into smaller, more focused paragraphs or chunks? Believe me, the answer to this dramatically impacts your search quality.
And here's the trade-off. Indexing a whole document at once is simple, but when you get a search result, it just points you to this massive file, and then you have to go find the answer yourself. Chunking, on the other hand, breaking that document into smaller pieces, it's more work up front, but it lets the system give you back the exact paragraph with the answer. And this is absolutely essential for powerful vector search and for advanced AI applications like RAG. That's when an AI uses your documents to generate a summarized conversational answer for you.
And it doesn't just stop with chunking. For a real professional system, you need 3 more things. You need incremental indexing, so you're only processing what's new or what's changed. You need constant monitoring to catch failures and performance problems. And this one is absolutely critical. You need security trimming. This makes sure that users can only find documents they actually have permission to see.
This right here is the key takeaway for anyone who wants to build a truly great search experience. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of project. It's a living system that you have to design thoughtfully, monitor constantly, and tune over time as your data and what your users need continues to evolve.
So we've walked through how to go from this mountain of dark, unusable data to an intelligent, searchable knowledge base that you can actually talk to. The technology is here, it's ready, and that leaves us with one final, and I think pretty exciting question. Once you finally give your data a voice, what's the first thing you're going to ask it?